Hi friends, this is one video which I actually wanted to do it. There were two things. One, how our predictions on the financial markets have moved over the last 6-8 months, right? And what we think is the way forward, right? So I will just share the screen. I'll tell you we made almost six predictions, right? So currently how they are going, and there's certain which are already closed because the time limits have expired, and there are certain which are currently going on. And second part, I'll tell you the important events which are going to happen, right? And how my perspective on financial markets, right, in terms of how they're going to move up, right? So I'm just sharing the screen, which will actually show how our last predictions actually worked, right? And then we'll take it from there. Okay, these are the predictions which we made, right? What I have done is I have given you the dates, right, when these predictions were made, okay? And what was the end result and what was the exit date, right? The first one, prediction which was made on April 22nd, 2020, right? This is mentioned in my Quora account, right? That index will touch 10K by June 30th. And that time the index was at 8981. This is basically NSE Nifty, right? And we said the exit date is going to be 30th of June 2020. Okay. Now the index on 30th of June 2020 was 10,383. So more or less we achieved the target. Second prediction we gave to our clients was the metal sector go long from 23rd May till August end, right? So May 3rd, what we did was, because we worked on the Indian markets on that, right? International markets, we picked up Arcelor Mittal was one stock which we picked up, and second was Mitsubishi Metals, right? So we picked up in Indian market, we picked up Vedanta, which was at rupees 73, JSW we picked up at 170, JSPL at 82, Tisco at 255, right? And that time the target date was August end. In actual, the target date was 23rd September plus minus 1 week. But we always said to our clients that be cautious, because normally once the market, because we expected market to go down beyond 23rd of September plus minus 1 week. So it actually went down from 15th of September, which is the next one. So we said, let's keep the safe on a safer side. Let's keep the exit date on August end, right? So August end, Vedanta was your 132, right? And Tisco was around 400. JSW was 286. JSPL was 216. So we exited out on August end. The next was there will be no major correction till 23rd September plus minus 1 week. Post that trend is downward. Sell on any rally. Okay. This was a prediction again done on May 3rd, 2020. Index was 8981, which was the exit date was in August end. In August end, the index was 11,500, right? So which obviously gave us around 20 plus, kind of 25% plus kind of return, right? The next is gold EF for next 3 years. This is a prediction which was given on May 15th. That time the price range was around 1700 USD. And exit date was ongoing, because this is a target for almost like next 2, 3, 4 years, to be honest. And specifically, if I say we are giving a target of 2,500, 1876 was the current number, which was the yesterday's number, 2,500, and we are talking about, my understanding is going to be another 6 months, we'll touch probably that number, right? Now, another one prediction was the USD index is down for a few years, which is a prediction which we have given on May 28th, right? That time the index was 97, 97 and a half, and 98. That was the number, right? This is an ongoing prediction. They're going to be in minor aberrations, because at the moment for next 3-4 months, possibilities that we probably look at the other way around, where the current index is 93, so it may go up to 94, 95, 96, maybe 98, right? To be honest, in the short term, which is next 6 months. But again, the trend is downward, and it's going to be a substantial correction. Substantial in the sense for currencies, 10% is considered substantial, 10-12%, but my understanding is going to be extremely substantial. So this is like we are looking at 20-25% reduction, right? Which for dollar index is big, my understanding. Now, next prediction is market down till 28th October, specifically on 20th September, down by 1.5%, and short trading bounce on 29th. Okay. This was a prediction which was done on October 30th, 2020, when the index was 11,971, right? Exit date was 28th of October. On 28th of October, the index was 11,729. And specifically on, we said specifically on 28th, the market will correct by 1.5%, right? It corrected by 1.4%. There was a minor correction in this. I'll tell you why, because there was a day of difference, right? We said 28th, 29th in the original one, but ultimately it happened on 27, 28, which we rectified, right? Before and we rectified. Now, another prediction which I actually wanted to speak about because I don't want people to lose money, to be honest, right? Major market correction till 20 February 2021, driven by geopolitical tensions, can be more than 30%. Okay. This was a prediction which was done on September 15th, 2020. Okay. That day the index was 11,700. And exit is, which we have said we should exit out on February end 2021. Okay. Now, what kind of correction I'm looking at? I'm looking at 25, 30%, maybe 35% of the index level, because I'll tell you the reasons for this, right? This was the historical predictions, okay? Now, in terms of the way forward, right? That is where I'm going to take this, the correction till February 2021, okay? What I want to tell you is because the kind of events we are expecting, what I'm expecting at the moment is, right? And one of the major criteria or major planets who's responsible for it is Pluto, right? Pluto currently is running in the 9th house, which is the original house of Pluto, which is Sagittarius, right? And the degrees is almost 1.5 degrees, which are left. And for 1.5 degrees, Ketu takes almost, Pluto takes almost like your, because the normal transit period for Sagittarius is 13 years, right? So 13 years, 30 degrees, which is roughly around 2.25 degrees each year, right? So 1.5 is still left. Currently, we are sitting in October, which is going to run almost till your March end, March, February, and March for second week, right? So we can always revise it. Pluto is a planet which is actually a generational planet, right? And it actually changes because the last time Pluto was in Sagittarius was almost 100 years back. Okay. So this is like a, I'll say a century, it's like a planet for a century, right? Because it changes the directions, okay? Now, every time whenever Pluto passes through Sagittarius, there's a lot of, I'll not say negativity, but it is more in terms of evolution of the belief system of individual, right? Individual countries, markets, everything, right? That is what Pluto does, okay? So currently also it is passing through the 9th phase. It's going to take another 6 months. It's already gone through like last 28 degrees, which is almost like your 11 and a half, 12 years practically. The last 12 years, which was 2008 onwards practically, right? So what happens is in the last one, right? It actually goes for a forceful, because normally whenever a star enters a particular house, right? The energy of that house gets changed practically. So what's going to happen is initially it will give you some bit of I'll not say hints, but it's like it'll start slowly start building up the momentum, and when it has to leave that house, right, that is the time when he has to give the complete results which are associated with that house. So the last few months of that particular transit becomes very intense. Okay. Now, intensity in terms of what? Because it is 9th house. 9th house is evolution of belief system, knowledge, everything, right? Because that is the, because one thing is which is the primary education, right? The basic education, and how we evolve is represented by 9th house, right? And 9th house is the house for your guides, teachers, philosophers, those also, right? So I personally feel a lot of geopolitical situation rising, because I've already mentioned that in my previous video as well. And how they're going to impact the stock markets, to be honest, I don't know. Generally speaking, with this has not happened in last 60, 70, 80, 90 years, because this has happened almost like 100 years back. We don't have the history of that, to be honest, right? We have the history, but we don't know how the things actually spanned out. So I see substantial impact in terms of the belief system, the geopolitical, because everybody has a geopolitical history. At the moment, I'll say US is number one, probably the next one is China, third is probably Europe, maybe UK, Germany, somebody, right? Fourth probably will be India, maybe like Russia, possibly, I don't know. So there's a particular hierarchy, which is perceived hierarchy, right? My understanding in the next 4, 5, 6 months, that hierarchy is going for a change. It's not going to be a concentrated change, but it's going to be a slow process, right? But next 5, 6 months is something which will see the early symptoms or the symbols of that particular change, right? That is one thing. Now, belief systems is also in terms of religion, to be honest, right? So either it is Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, there are multiple religions, right? So a reconfirmation and rectification of those things is also required. Okay. So in next 5, 6 months, a lot of things are going to happen on that front as well, which may even lead to, because Pluto is a very forceful planet, right, with a tremendous amount of energy. So there might be some things which are very forceful in nature, right? So maybe the situation of wars, which we have already said, and that can obviously arise. Same thing we spoke about. There's a very high possibility of a war in and around China, to be honest, right? Maybe a limited war in India, which is starting from 28th of December till almost like your January end, right? That is another thing which is important. So my understanding on the stock markets, please be extremely careful, right? Very careful. I'm not saying you dilute everything, but obviously at least make some, take some hedge positions, right? Don't go unidirectional. Always take a view which is two views. But obviously, in terms of even if you want to retain the investment in the stock market, take a short position simultaneously, right? You need to have an equal shot in terms of the stock market. Otherwise, you're going to make major losses, right? That was my intention to tell you about these things, to be honest. I'm not saying I'm like maybe 100% accurate, may not be 100% accurate. I don't know, because this is only analysis, right? And there's certain things which I haven't seen in my life, so I cannot comment, but this is what I expect. And even if one of those works, right, we are looking at serious times. So my thinking, because I just said we have just started a NGO, which is IM Development Foundation. IM is not IM. IM is basically people who actually cry for help, to be honest, because anybody who is IM is like somebody who needs either guidance or either resources or anything, right? Any kind of help. That is what IM means. IM is a person who actually is in need of that help. Okay. Uh, the only thing is, I'll say please subscribe to the channel. The reason, because ultimately this money will also go to the foundation, right? I'm not saying, I'm not obviously, if you can contribute, great. If you can't, at least subscribe so that it does help, right? Thanks a lot, friends. Thanks for your time. Thanks for.